The following is a Just Green production brought to you by the Might Be News Network.
What's up, everybody? It's the week of February 4th, 2019. This is Might Be Sports. I am Taylor Cooper. With me, as always, Kevin Reevy. What up, Reevy?
I played golf today.
What up, CJ?
How's it going?
And it's the TAKEOVER Spectacular with the Might Be Brews guys. John and Steve are here. What's up, guys?
Yo, what's going on, everybody?
Yo, what's going on?
John, this is like your second podcast this week.
Yeah, this is my second.
And you guys have another one coming up.
No, is it third?
Is
No,
it?
no, second.
No,
It's your
third
second.
will be the end of the week.
Yeah,
Your third will be the end of the week.
Yep.
Impressive. So thank you guys for being here. Takeover week has been a lot of fun. Have you guys listened to the Takeover week? You guys?
Yes.
It's been a lot of fun, and I didn't know how to do this one, so I just figured let's do a crossover event.
Let me say I finally related to Relatable Radio.
Yeah, true.
But I mean,
true.
true to form, we have stuff here that might be brews.
Yeah, CJ brought this ultra still Mandarin orange spiked still water. They don't pay us.
So it's the new like trendy thing where it tastes like water almost, and it tastes like alcohol kinda,
I don't taste alcohol.
and they
in
combine the two.
It's
Well,
stronger
no,
than a Miller
but it
Lite.
tastes like if it was water, if it was like this Mandarin orange water, and you didn't know it had alcohol in it, you'd be like, well, that's not good. But when you know it has alcohol in it, you're like, no, not bad. So it does have that aftertaste. Which
Yeah,
is
like, I really-
is strange.
It's not. I keep saying I don't like it, but it's not even that. It's not that I don't like it. It's just that this is totally
It's totally
foreign
new.
to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
I mean,
I don't dislike the taste of it.
so we were just talking about this on our show that like this is becoming more and more popular, and breweries are actually starting to put out spiked waters or spiked seltzers and things like that. But this, to me, you were right. Without the carbonation to it,
It's weird.
I
You gotta
thought it was
go for
real
it. You gotta
weird.
try it.
but it tastes to me like a like it's a fruited vodka that's like a quarter vodka and the rest water,
Right.
Yeah.
like just real watered
it tastes
down
weak.
liquor. Yeah,
All right, Steve, what do you think?
It really, the watered down taste really is. It's like somebody had a glass of water and dropped an orange in it and took it out really quickly.
But that's why, like, the makers of it, you could say, like, your criticism could be like, it tastes watered down, and they'd be like, exactly.
But why not give it just a little bit more fruit?
Right. At least just like a little bit.
Just a little
At least a little bit.
It's
That's
like
a good point.
you were a poor and,
Yeah.
and didn't have enough Kool-Aid to make a whole pitcher.
But to
you
explain
still
it,
tried
like,
it.
if anybody's wondering if you haven't had this yet, it does miraculously taste like water.
Yeah, it does.
It's
really does.
it's cool in that respect.
It's refreshing.
If you were thirsty, like, you could, like, pound one of these things. It's only 11.2 ounces. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's less than like a normal
And it's
bottled water. You could-
4.5 alcohol
right.
percent alcohol too.
And the mouthfeel is water.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's water.
It's water for sure. It's pure still.
It's
Mandarin
4.5% more alcohol content you wish your bottled water had,
right.
is the best way to put it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I gotta say though, we're feeling pretty welcome because Reevy came in with some nugget nectars, so we're feeling right at home.
Yeah. Good.
Well, I did want to buy Budweiser because it is the king of beers. I figured it would be appropriate. And CJ told me that was inappropriate and that we should bring in, I pronounce it nugget nectar, to each their own. So I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying I'm wrong. Certainly not saying I'm wrong. Just, agree to disagree.
Yeah, I'm good with that. But either way, I appreciate it and looking forward
It's
to the
really
show.
good.
Yeah.
I love the beer. This is one of those things, and let's discuss. Is this beer actually good? I'm not good enough to know. Is it actually good, or is it the theme? Is it like the weed theme? Because I love it. I love the way it looks. The name is awesome. I've always wondered, is it actually good, or is it the theme?
It's a good beer. People debate. People like to call it an IPA, which it's not. It's an amber ale, but it's a solid beer. It's something I look forward to. It only comes out once a year in January, but it's something that most of the beer community likes. They might disagree over the style or the the flavor profiles or whatnot, but it's a good beer.
Okay, and what does, like, I don't want to get into like the weeds here, but like I always see the IBUs now. Like, pretend I'm an idiot that doesn't know anything about beer. Take that huge leap
All right.
and explain to me in the simplest terms. Nobody's explained to me in simple terms what IBUs mean. And I feel like it shouldn't be that hard.
IBUs is how bitter the beer is.
That's
International bittering units.
Why is this so hard to explain to people?
I don't know. You did not come to the right people.
I think
And now you have. Now the bright people have come to you.
that's a good point. I've never actually asked anybody. I've looked online, and there's these complicated, ridiculous, explanations where just how bitter the beer is. All right, so it's on a scale of what to what?
A scale of 1 to endless.
Okay, so
What's
This
this?
says-
60?
but
No,
you can
this
only-
says 93-ish.
93.
so what would be?
So that's a higher bitter beer.
So let's see, like one we all know.
There's taste limits, though.
It's like the sour monkey would
There's
be.
only so much that you can taste. The human tongue can taste.
Right. So sour monkey would be where on this scale,
Sour
if you had
monkey
to
would be
guess?
lower in my guess. We could look it up, but the bitterness of that beer is not really bitter. It's got some sourness to it.
That's
It's got
where
some
I'm-
tartness to it, but that's different than bitterness.
That's not all right. That's where I'm thrown. See, I don't have a good like profile thing. I wouldn't be a good chef. I mean, I would be. What's the guy who says he's like the big cook guy that says
Gordon Ramsay?
Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
He would hate me.
Yeah.
Shut it down.
I mean, I've had great meals at McDonald's, and I feel like this is the best cheeseburger I've ever had in my life. I don't have a discerning palate, although I try, but I feel like everything's good. So I've never really understood the difference between bitter and sour. Can you explain that?
I don't know how I can put that into words. How I
Right,
can
it's so weird.
think about
Bitter and
sourness.
sour.
Sourness is a tartness. It's something that kind of hits
Yeah,
you
in your jaw.
In the jaw.
Right.
Bitterness is more. It'll give you that bite.
So do you think this
different
beer?
taste receptors on your tongue.
So
We'll-
this
we'll go
beer
with
you would
that.
say is more bitter
Yes,
than sour monkey.
absolutely.
I don't get that.
Sour monkey is 10 IBUs. I just found it.
What is that all about? I don't understand what bitter and I
if-
just don't understand the difference
Bitter's a
between
different
bitter and
flavor
sour.
than sour.
It's a flavor profile.
Yeah,
Like
it's like sweet's different than sour.
right.
Sweet's different than
Really?
bitter. Yeah, they're all different.
Well, I know, but I don't feel like I just don't know.
And if you want to go super technical, the bitterness comes from when you put the hops into the boiling wort. When beer is made, if you put the hops in earlier, it makes the beer more bitter. If you put the hops in later, you smell them more than you taste them.
That's fascinating. I'm learning shit right now. This is great.
So, on some sports related topics, obviously the big game, the Super Bowl, is done and over with.
Thank God.
This is the first.
Didn't watch it.
This is the first show on Takeover Week that was recorded post Super Bowl. All the rest of them were talking about how much we were going to hate watching it. Well,
Yes.
at least I was. And
Yeah, I was saying that I couldn't wait for it. It was going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And I still watched every minute of it, and I enjoyed it. Trey Wingo just went off.
He went
the
off.
rails.
Yeah, he did go off.
I don't think he realized that he was going to be mocked forever for what he did,
Yeah,
and he is going, and he deservedly so, because
Yeah. He lost it.
you're in the minority. And
Right.
he went so far to say, if you don't enjoy this, you're wrong.
Right, and just shut up. Just shut up. If
well,
nobody saw what he said, he lost it on. I don't even know what show it was. Was it Undisputed?
It was, well, I thought it was on his show that he's never on, which was Golic and Wingo.
Oh,
Every
yeah,
time
yeah,
I turn
that's
on,
what it was.
every
That's what
time
it
I
was.
turn on Golic and Wingo, either Golic or Wingo is not on the show.
Yeah.
How can you call it that?
Well, I
Like
personally
maybe Golic and Wingo. How much would it cost to add a little maybe at the
Might
top?
be gold.
Might be
There we
Golic
go.
and Wingo. Oh
There
my
we go.
god!
Then we can take him to court.
Perfect.
The two words right next to each other might be our trademark.
We should name Might Be Sports. Might be Golic and Wingo. They're never on the show. Well, yeah, we said might be.
Yeah, we're more consistent than them because we say might be sports and it's always sports.
That's correct.
My argument with that whole thing was I like a well executed football game, especially in a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that the Rams offense executed well. The Patriots defense played well,
Yeah.
But the Rams offense, especially Goff, did
Right.
not execute well at all.
I'm going to be 100% honest with everybody. I was asleep before halftime. I fell asleep, dozed off, and never recovered. And I woke up at the end, and I felt a sense of relief that I didn't watch it. I felt no sense of obligation to it. Once I saw that the Rams only kicked a field goal, I was like, oh, there's less than 20 points on the board right here. That's what all the hype was about.
There was a little bit more intrigue than that.
Ugh.
It did come down to almost the very end.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a chance for the Rams to come back, and they blew it.
Right.
Fair. But, I mean, the game was close the whole time. It's still the Super Bowl. I love the Super Bowl no matter what.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
So I don't think I fit in like Trey Wingo's example of hating it.
Yeah.
I thought it was boring, but for what I still thought it was one of the most entertaining football games of the year because it was the Super Bowl.
Right.
I love that concept, what it is.
This is it.
And as bad as it is,
Oh.
it's still got that high bar of it being the championship game. It's great. I love it.
Yeah, it didn't feel all that exciting to me. I do think that it probably ended up being a more exciting game than if it was a blowout. Like if one team or the other was just smashing the other team and there was no answer to it. Like I think that probably has the opportunity to be more boring to me.
Well, I think the contrast between certainly last year's Super Bowl and this one, where it was last year was just
was a
offense,
shootout.
offense,
It was nuts.
offense, and this year it was all defense, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, it was that's just the way it was. And I mean, I got all of the three highlights that there is from the game, and the whole thing looked okay, but fuck them. Both
Lowest
teams,
Super Bowl of the last decade.
12 years. It was the lowest in 12 years.
And it only won
ratings.
by 0.1 percentage points, rating points.
One thing that I thought was really interesting about the ratings was that New Orleans, a place that's usually a very high percentage of people watch the game,
They really did boycott it.
and their numbers were down big time. I mean, I don't know how much of an impact that has on the overall thing, but that's a big deal.
I know New Orleans numbers were 60% down
Yeah,
from last year
which
for their
is
viewership.
nuts, which is nuts.
I don't know what that had in the overall percentage, but
I mean, they went pretty far. People in New Orleans have gone pretty far over this whole no call. We've talked about it at length. So we don't really need to get into it. But
And I'm cool with it. If they weren't into watching the game, fantastic. But what I hate is like the boycotts against your best interest. Like, you know, with like politics and everything, there's boycotts on every which thing. I don't give a shit. If Dick's Sporting Goods has a special on Nike shorts, I'm there. I don't care about your stance on this or that. I'm gonna go to Dick's Sporting Goods. I'm gonna buy the Nike shorts. I need some new shorts. It's 70% off. You're giving them away.
so what you're saying is that if the
If you
Eagles
enjoy the Super Bowl, watch it.
If right, I agree with that. But let's just flip the script. If the Eagles were the ones playing the Rams in that game, and that same no call exists, would you still watch Super Bowl? I mean, like, would you be mad enough?
It's hard for me. I can't imagine a scenario where I don't watch the Super Bowl.
Like,
It's the
this
Super Bowl.
This isn't even like politics. This isn't even any of that.
Right.
Like, just take your
That's what I'm saying.
love for your team like to that level. Just be like,
No,
fuck
there's
that game.
no
I'm
way.
not watching it.
Because it's
No.
the Super Bowl. You watch it.
Right.
It's what you do.
The only times I almost, and I say almost, didn't watch the Super Bowl were the times the Eagles lost in the NFC Championship games.
Okay.
And the one that sticks out to me is the Tampa Bay game.
Mm-hmm.
I was at that game,
Okay.
and I spent a lot of money to go to that game.
That was a rough game.
That was a rough game.
Yeah. Imagine
But
being
I
like.
still watched the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I still brought myself to watch this because it's the Super Bowl. It's the end
Yeah.
of the year. It's the last game of the year. You got to watch.
And that was the Janet Jackson Super Bowl, I think. Was it? Or no, that was the year
No.
before.
I don't remember.
There's only one
The year
Super
before.
Bowl in my memory right now, certainly in like the past 10 years, that I can remember that I intentionally didn't watch it. And I wish that I did, to be honest. The Patriots Seahawks.
Oh, you robbed yourself.
I didn't watch that one.
What a
I didn't
game.
watch that
That
one.
was a good game.
I didn't watch it for two reasons. One, because, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that was the Super Bowl after the Seahawks totally destroyed the Broncos the year before.
Yes.
So I was in Florida at the time, and again, huge Peyton Manning guy, huge. And that embarrassing Super Bowl the year before.
You let a prior year's Super Bowl affect your watching of...
Plus the fact that it was the Patriots, who I also hate. If that game could have ended in a tie 1,000 times, I wouldn't have been satisfied. Like, no, I had zero interest. But then once I saw like the highlights and stuff, I felt like a jackass. I'll say that. But
Right,
I don't.
because if you
I don't
like
feel
the
like a
Super
jackass
Bowl,
is
you
sleeping
watch
through
it.
this one. I don't feel like a jackass sleeping through this one. Because honestly, everything that I saw up to it, not just the game, but also the commercials were whack. I didn't see anything. There was like one good commercial, and it was the one with all the NFL players.
That
and
was good.
Oh, wait.
that was great.
That was a really good
That was
commercial.
great.
Can we talk about this is relative to what we got going on right here. It might be Bruce.
Yeah.
My favorite commercial.
Hmm.
It was Stella Artois.
The one with the dude?
The dude.
Yeah, that was good.
That was
good.
my commercial.
That was a good
Stella
one.
Artois.
Yeah. Is that what
And
it
that's
is?
why-
I don't know
That's what he
it is.
said.
I thought you were going to go with the Bud
dude
Light
said.
one.
Oh.
I love when
Right,
a
right.
brand has self-awareness that, our shit's hard to pronounce. And
Right.
the dude, there's no way the dude, Lebowski, is going to pronounce Artois. And they're cool with that.
Yeah, they're totally cool with
And
that.
how did they get the most interesting man in the world? Is that one of those things he's off contract?
Yeah,
And
he's
they just
off
use it?
contract.
Yeah, he's done.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that
I
was
love
awesome.
that. That's like the guy with
The
shoot,
Verizon guy.
dude, we're on the
Sprint.
same wavelength right now. Me and CJ, we got this going. I was so enthralled by this, and it's getting no love.
No, it isn't. Like, it's
The
not a
one
big
you-
deal.
The one you named is getting all the love, and
You see Bud Light's getting all the protests from the corn growers of America.
right because their beer has no corn syrup.
Yeah, and they took stabs at I believe it Coors Light, Miller Lite, maybe.
Miller Lite and Coors.
Yeah, they took stabs at both of them for using it.
Which I liked that commercial as well. I did like that one. I thought it was entertaining. It was funny. I like all those commercials with the king and the whatever, the dilly and all that stuff. It's good.
I feel like I would have liked the Game of Thrones commercial, but I don't watch Game of Thrones. So that's
Oh my
not
God,
my
I can't
thing.
wait. I can't wait.
I know.
I can't wait.
what's happening.
We might have to convert this show to a Game of Thrones show. Kevin Reevey, you're going to have to get on it.
Never got into that show.
What?
No, no.
Oh
I
my
watched
God.
the first couple and called it a day.
Dude,
I've watched every episode. I was on it early.
You're into it?
Like, oh,
Yes, we're doing it. We're doing
Really
it.
early.
Oh, no.
We're doing
no, I was
it.
on it before everybody says they were on it before anybody else. But I go on, we're talking like 2009, whatever it was. I go on HBO on demand and I see this Game of Thrones shit. And it's like 2 episodes on there. I'm like, all right, I'll check out the first episode. If you're watching this show for the first time, the first 5 minutes, super boring.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you're not into it at all. Because it's weird characters that have nothing to do with anything. They go into the woods, they get killed by the guys that are like
The
dead.
White Walkers.
Yeah, the White Walkers.
Yeah.
And you're not knowing what's going on, and it's weird. And right off the bat, I'm like, this is bullshit. I'm turning it off. And then by the end, some shit goes down. I'm like, yeah, I'm in. Let's do this.
Jackie and I got John and his wife into it. You guys are all caught up, right?
Yeah, we've seen it all
Okay.
up to this point.
Can't fucking wait.
Here's a sports related story that also goes with Game of Thrones. I was in the car with Kevin Reevey on the way to, where were we going? Boston?
Yes.
And he calls up one of the Philly radio shows.
I vaguely remember what I said.
And
I was promoting incredible baseball stats.
yes, he got on
'Cause-
air to self promote himself when they didn't realize that's what he was doing.
Yeah, because
But then they
Wade
go-
Boggs was doing the forward.
And then
and-
they go, "Who's the person of the week that you think
Oh, right.
is the most inspirational?" And it went, Hodor.
Hodor.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was the week that Hodor died.
yeah. So then,
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
so then they have to, which I have no idea what the fuck he's talking about, and they have to explain to the show he called into, the guy hosting the show, what the fuck he's talking about.
Right. I mean, it's me. I can't be normal. I was going to say like the winner of the week was like, oh, it's Chase Utley because he's doing. Did you see he had 2 doubles this week? I love him so much. I don't care that he's playing Los Angeles. He's still my favorite player.
He could have been the guy that hit the lady with the baseball.
Yeah. How crazy is that? Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yo,
What are you talking about?
No, some lady got hit in the face with a foul ball and got killed.
That went over the net.
When?
August.
recently?
August. It happened in August.
Oh wow.
And then
then-
the cause of death was determined, I guess, recently or something.
Yeah,
I
it came out today that it was in fact because of the baseball.
trauma from the
Shit.
baseball.
Yeah.
Nutty.
And then the Dodgers have already settled with the family. So, as most of the people in the room being married, what's the settlement for your wife getting killed by a baseball? Because they can't disclose it because it's that's all worked out. What would be your price to call it a day?
I don't know for sure. I'm just gonna. The first thing that popped into my head is double the salary for the rest of her life.
Yeah. Done
Something
deal.
like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay.
I was thinking like $12,000. Am I heartless?
You also have to look at it because the Dodgers don't have to pay you anything because all that small writing on the back of the ticket puts you completely at risk.
Right.
But they did settle with an amount that's undisclosed.
I feel like what I just exactly said was taken out of context.
It sounded like Reevy just needs enough money to get the next girl.
That's
Just to wine and
$12,000.
dine her.
That's tax free. So I want to make that clear. That's tax free. $12,000. Yeah.
So about 24.
So I mean,
Take home 12 grand.
Yeah.
I want to take home 12 grand.
It had to be a couple mil. The settlement with the Dodgers.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Had to
it's
be a
gotta
couple mil.
Yeah, I would say at least a couple mil. I would think.
Who actually hit the ball?
Who knows? I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know.
I do have the article pulled up.
I don't know. I mean, I've heard, now don't quote me, but I heard it was Donald Trump. I don't know that. I don't know that. I don't know that for sure. Don't hold that against me. It's allegedly. Allegedly, I heard from somebody who told me. It's just what I heard.
Sad.
But if you're the guy that hit that ball, you got to feel like a little bit like crap.
Oh, shit, yeah. Like,
Especially when it's, I mean, you would think they would have heard
right.
by now.
Right.
And now they're going to get, I never thought about this. They're going to get so much shit. Like, why didn't you talk about this?
Dude, you killed that old lady.
ESPN's
all
not
the-
saying who hit the ball.
Yeah.
They're just putting sympathy. It
Oh,
was
come
her
on.
79th birthday, which also happened to fall on her
Yeah.
59th wedding anniversary.
Yeah.
Can you text Ryan Spader right now
Yeah.
and tell him to find out who hit that ball? It would take 13 minutes.
If she was 79, it's got to go down a little bit.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
It's got to go down
They
to
have
like 50
video.
grand.
They know who hit the ball.
Yeah. They got to know.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
they
they're
know.
gonna,
Yeah,
they're gonna
they definitely
shame him
know.
They
so
know.
hard if
Just,
he
they don't
didn't-
want us to know.
ESPN's not going to repeat who's. They're
Because
not
then
gonna,
whoever it is, their Twitter's going to have to get just stopped.
Yeah, they're going to deactivate it.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the old Richie Ashburn story of he hit a foul ball, hit somebody in the stands, and they were coming to take her out on a stretcher because she got really hurt, and he hit her again in the same at
that's
bat.
True story.
In the same
What?
at bat.
That's terrible.
And it wasn't with the ball. He went into the stands and hit her in the face with his fist. Did I get that wrong too?
That could be up for debate.
I'm getting all these stories wrong. So it was a batted ball? Okay,
believe
I'm
it
sorry.
was.
It was. All right, he did
wasn't
hit
there.
a batted ball. I got it wrong. That's on me. That's on me.
But that shit's crazy, man. That shit's
Yeah.
really crazy.
That's
And honestly, that's like my number one fear. Like when I go to a baseball game, I like sitting in the outfield or whatever because first of all, that's pretty cool. It's a cool vantage point. But if I'm also if you're right behind the plate, that's cool too because you also have the net there, whatever.
Well, so the ball went over the net. And hit
And
her.
came down.
Yeah.
So
So
was she sitting behind home plate or because there's nets now on the sides, right? And
Well,
not
so-
in all parks or
so
is there? I don't know.
ESPN did say the ball went over the net and
just
then hit
over,
her.
yeah.
So I mean that's.
That shit comes flying up.
But
at
that
you.
still doesn't seem like a life-threatening hit. That if it has to go over the net and come down,
Right.
To a
Well, I mean,
79-year-old lady, it might be. It's
Right.
obviously.
Apparently
And-
it is.
Yeah, well,
me and CJ were talking about this. You do have to do the math at some point in time. and it sounds heartless when you say it, but if there are 3 people that have died since like 1923 at a baseball game, that means you have a 0.00000000001, and I'm being generous, % chance of dying in a baseball game.
Yeah.
If you could put nets all around,
from a baseball bat,
people
or
will
baseball.
stop going.
Right.
My stepdad has seats with his company that are right above the dugout, the visitors' dugout. Amazing seats.
Oh yeah.
And I can tell you from experience, CJ's been in those seats. Once they put the netting up, it destroyed the experience. You were right there, like the players, you could reach over and high five them. You put the nets up, changes the entire thing. That's fine. It's a small percentage of seats, not a big deal. You put that around the whole thing, you increase the nets on a sport that's already declining in popularity, you're going to kill it.
Right.
There's going to be risk no matter what you do.
Yeah.
Someone could slip on a banana peel in the outfield and die. And just no more bananas. You got to have a banana at a baseball game. I digress. I'm getting off topic.
So, might be brews. Before we take a break, you guys have a very exclusive episode coming up on Friday. Friday's a doubleheader, people, in case you didn't know. But you guys have some pretty
Sports
exclusive
term.
stuff going on.
yeah, we do. We're gonna have a special takeover episode with Levante Brewing. We're gonna have them in, and they're gonna bring some beers, and we're gonna talk about all the exciting stuff they've got going on with. They've got a new canning line. They've got distribution in Pittsburgh now. They're doing a new home delivery service. So it's a lot of really cool stuff that they want to come talk about, and we're super excited to have them.
That's awesome.
Very cool, man. Very, very cool.
Yeah, if you're listening, you have any questions you'd like Levante to answer, hit us up on the social media. We'll ask them and see what they have to say. It's going to be a fun time.
Speaking of social media, you guys hit a milestone with your Facebook followers. Very happy about that. Thanks to everybody that's out there following us and Might Be Brews and all the other shows. It's incredible. It's incredible.
Yeah, I think we're going to start approaching 500 followers soon. And I think I want to do like a special giveaway. So anybody that's listening, tag a friend, share the show, make sure you like the Facebook pages at Might Be Brews or MBN Network. Is that what it is? MBN Network 247?
Yeah. Yep.
Or Might Be News 24/7. I forget
Yeah,
what you're.
Might Be News 24/7.
Might Be News 24/7. But like the pages, and I think we're going to try to work something out to do a real special giveaway.
Do it. We're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna drink a beer, all of us, and we're gonna review that shit like we were on Might Be Brews, and we're gonna talk a little bit more sports. We got some NBA stuff going on, tons of NBA trade stuff. We're like less than 48 hours away from the trade deadline, and there's teams literally falling apart in the West. We're gonna talk about that when we come back. Everybody make sure you check out an all-new episode of Novak and Franz tomorrow, exclusively on the Might Be News Network, followed by a special doubleheader Friday. We got an exclusive Might Be Brews, followed by an all-new Might Be Tunes featuring Mike Nappy and Tamaro, live hip-hop from the pit. Shit is real serious. MBNnetwork.com. Welcome back to Might Be Sports. I'm Taylor Cooper. With me, Kevin Reevy, CJ,
Yep.
John,
Yeah.
Steve. Might Be Brews, Might Be Sports, crossover extravaganza.
Takeover!
It's the tailgate. It's the sporting event all in one.
Taylor, do the noise.
I thought that was only one episode.
All right, well, John asked me, and I'm never
needed
doing
it.
it again.
I had to see it live. So let's continue the show, but I'm going to crack a beer real quick.
Do it.
All Hell's Failed. This is a Hell's Lager, a Hell's Lager. Is that how you pronounce it? So I'm going to crack it and pass it around.
Let's do it. Oh.
I don't want to be a know-it-all, but if it's pronounced a Heelys lager, It's just, I'm a connoisseur.
So this is from our friends actually over at East Branch Brewing right here in Downingtown, and they actually named it after a local hardcore band, I believe. All Else Failed, and yeah, it's a lager, man. He's really good at like German style beers over there, but I actually have not had this before, so I'm pretty excited.
Ooh.
This podcast is so much better than ours. We are currently passing around a beer and trying it, and it looks really good.
It does look really good.
It's one of those beers like you could tell by like the can. This is serious shit.
I'm always a fan of Sean's work.
Yeah, cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Great crossover experience.
I actually thought it was Heelys. I thought it was those little shoes that the wheels come out.
Well, that's tasty.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it might be. I don't really know, but I just
hated
know that.
those
But that
shoes.
is like a clue that it's got to be Hellas because it's all Hellas failed.
Yeah,
Right, like
I
it's-
think that's what it is. I don't really know how to pronounce it, but I know that they're friends with that guy in that band, and so I'm pretty sure they named it after the band.
It's 1,000% better than that Pure Still Mandarin Orange liquid alcohol water thing.
That's a really nice crisp lager.
It's good.
Yeah, it is.
Especially when it's hot out, you could throw a good 6 or 7 of these down without thinking.
That's good. That's really good.
You know, when I could drink these, and I was excited to come on Might Be Sports because I see the logo and I see the volleyball on the logo, but there has not been volleyball talk at all.
Technically, there's been Survivor talk,
Right.
which Tom Hanks was a survivor,
No.
and his best friend was volleyball.
Actually, doesn't the Survivor logo have a volleyball in it?
That's a stretch.
Maybe it does. I think it does, CJ.
Yeah, I think it does too.
We need to find out. We need to
That sounds
confirm
like some
that.
bullshit.
Either way, I need some volleyball talk. I need some 5-1, some 6-2. I need some
Some national
shoot
rankings.
sets. I need some back sets. I need some pike. I need volleyball talk. Who's leading the World League? I need this information in my life.
Speaking of volleyball, did you guys see the new Survivor commercial during the Super Bowl?
I did. It actually excited me.
I actually, okay, I didn't see it. But people messaged me because they know I love Survivor so much and said, did you see it? It's like, no, I was actually refilling my drink. I'm not as excited about the commercials as I am about the game. So I came back, I'm like, but odds are I probably already saw the commercial because they do like a preview. At the end of a season, they do a preview of like the next coming season. So whatever they showed, I'm sure I saw in one way or another.
Well, did you like YouTube it or anything? You can look it up now.
Well, there was so much stuff I had to YouTube because people were telling me about this, that, and like
Yeah.
there's a new Spider-Man commercial. There's an Avengers. There's a this and that. There's a Superman. I made that one up. But no, wait. Tangent time.
Uh-oh.
Hashtag tangent time. I'm watching. Okay. This morning. Full disclosure. Wow. I'm going to go a tangent on a tangent.
Oh, no.
Okay. Wait.
Oh, no.
So
I'm
I
ready.
was
I'm ready.
we have a show to
thank
do.
you, CJ. I was supposed to be in Key West right now. Didn't happen. Long story short, lost a lot
we
of
were
money
supposed
at a
to get
casino.
lunch in Miami.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
The smaller idea, branching off from that, was like, shoot, me and CJ, let's just get lunch in Miami. And then we're like, wait, we got to do a podcast. It'd be really weird
yeah.
if we were doing a Might Be Sports, Might Be Brews, and it's only Might Be Brews. So we
Because-
can't just get lunch in Miami.
Today it was $45 tickets to Miami and back. Like one way was $45. So he already had a ticket down. So he was trying to convince me, why don't we just go down, have lunch, and fly back?
Because the only reason I had the ticket to begin with, I was supposed to go to Key West for the week. Long story short, whatever. Lost a bunch of money at the casino last week. And I'm like, all right, I'm not going to Key West because I'll just lose more money there. Whatever. And shit, where was I going with this? God damn.
What's your game at the casino? Now I'm curious.
Poker.
Poker?
Apparently I'm not good at it. And it's this week was one of those
$250
things where it's
later.
like I hit rock bottom and now I realize I'm not very good at it. I thought I was good, but apparently not. Lost a bunch of money.
And then the lunch talk came at the casino when he thought he was going to start winning. Be like, yeah, we'll go have lunch in Miami. Which for $90 to go to Miami, have lunch, hang out a little bit, and fly back is not that bad of an idea.
No, it's not. It's actually not. Or are you Hold'em? Are you 3-card poker? What's
Straight hold'em.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can play some of the other games. I'm okay. I'm not a cash game guy. The cash game throws me off. You can lose too much money. I like to buy in for a certain amount. I'm good with that. And then you win, you lose, whatever. You have a good time. But then, when you do a cash game, you could lose any amount of money. I lost any amount of money. And it happened to be a lot of money. So it was, whatever. But seriously, how did we get on this? What happened?
I don't know.
I went tangent on tangent.
Tangent on tangent on tangent. I want to know.
We inception this shit, and now I'm lost.
I was trying to talk about volleyball.
Well, that's where we
Volleyball
were.
to Survivor to what? I'm
to
totally
that.
lost right now. So, okay. All right, I don't know what it was, but let me just say this real quick. The next season of Survivor is going to be fantastic. Everybody should watch. It's going to be awesome. A new cast, which I don't love. I love when they bring back the old guys, or at least a celebrity or two. It looks like it's all new people you don't know about. So it's a crapshoot. But still, one of the greatest American sports out there. And don't call it a reality show. It's a sport. Survivor. 8/7 Central. CBS.
See, I would argue that the Road Rules Real World Challenge is more of a sport than Survivor.
That was okay, but it got a little ridiculous.
I think they stopped
towards-
making that.
Now
I
it's
think
like
They're bringing it back, I think.
New meat.
Yeah, I think they're
Fresh
bringing
meat.
it back or
they
something.
just call it the
Come on,
gauntlet.
MTV.
Something.
The I don't know what that is. It's weird.
So
I don't like it.
why don't you guys tell us what you thought about the All Hell's Failed?
What do you rate this beer?
So
Out
we
of
go
5?
you go 1 to 5, you can go 0.25 increments, 4.25, 2.75.
I'll start out by saying that I give this a 4-5. Very good, very tasty. It's not heavy. It's delicious.
I'm saying 3.75. It's not my usual type of beer, but I appreciate for what it is.
I go 4.5. I think it's a really nice example of the style, and it's something I could drink over and over again.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 4.25. It's not my style, but I'm loving it. I just think it's like, for a lager, it just seems like really full bodied, and I'm, it's hitting a lot of good notes for me. Kevin?
All right, I'll say, and again, like my opinion, take it for what it's worth. But there are a lot of people out there that have no idea what they're doing when they drink beer. I drink a lot of it and a lot of different styles. So that being said, I'm not good enough at knowing what makes.
Let's sum it
different
up
ones
this way.
great.
Kevin has a wheel on his phone when he's out at the bar
Correct.
to pick what beer he is going to drink next, and it doesn't matter what it is if the wheel picks it.
That's okay, man. As long as you're enjoying beer.
And I love all the beer. So that being said, this is a great beer. If I would put it on like my scale of like a 1 to 5, this would be, and again, just for me, like a 3.8, just because it doesn't have as much of like a kick. Like it doesn't have
you completely
like
missed the rules.
Why? What was the rules?
It has to be
0.25 increments.
yeah. So it has to be
We'll just do a
3.75.
3.75.
See, I was going on like beer advocate kind of like.
So would it
shit.
be a 3.75 or a 4?
True.
3.75 or a 4?
Well, now I'm going back to like when I was in school, and if my teacher would have said, "Well, if I can do a 3.8, then you're at 3.75," I'd be like, "Bitch, go up higher. If I can't be a 3.8, give me a freaking 4." So yeah, I got to go 4.
4.
4 it is.
Nice.
That's good shit. Yo, I like these nugget nectars as well.
That's what I would rate higher because I guess that's just like me being dumb. I can't differentiate from the different like styles, so I think that's a little bit.
No, that's all right. We
better.
talk about that on the show sometimes. That like, sometimes you maybe it's not your style or you're not familiar with the beer, but just however it's making you feel on a scale from 1 to 5, that's all that matters.
Here, Steve, John, I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
So me and a buddy that I go on these beer trips with and this and that, we're talking.
Yeah.
So I remember when Sierra Nevada Torpedo came out.
Yeah.
And that was like a highlight, like, oh my God, how good this is.
Mhm.
Had it the other day. Kind of a letdown now. And our debate was, is it because they've changed it somehow and it might have become a subpar beer? Or has the quality of beer become so good that what was originally a high standing beer has been lowered due to competition.
That's kind of the way I see it. I still kind of feel like I'm new to the whole beer game, but I feel like stuff that I had early on, like I was obsessed with Sculpin when I first had it. And now I've had so many other beers and just my own personal horizons have expanded so much that when I go back and have it, like it's solid, but it doesn't give me the same feelings it did the first time.
The other option is that has your palate changed?
That's another option too.
And is it because of different beers that you've had, different experiences that you've had? I think it's a combination of everything. I don't think the beer has changed. I think a torpedo is still a torpedo. The recipe probably hasn't changed, but
Unless
all the
it's
other
a hop wallop.
the hop wallop has changed. Absolutely. They've said that's changed. And I like the original better.
Yeah, and they lie about how much it changed.
It's very interesting stuff because like I'm totally new to the whole thing, right? And like I can feel my palate changing because obviously I didn't like the shit before and I'm starting to like it. I went out and got a variety pack the other day for Super Bowl Sunday, which I would never do.
Which I said was going to happen.
You did. You did. But all right, so I wanted to talk. I teased the some NBA action. All right, I want to get into that before we do rapid fire.
All right.
Okay. So trade deadline's coming up. I haven't heard of any Sixers moves. Not that we're a Homer team show or anything. But I haven't really heard anything there. But there's a lot going on in the West. Obviously, the big Porzingis trade to Dallas.
Well, to stop you right there,
That's gonna be
Corey
a big
Brewer
thing.
was not re-signed on his latest 10-day contract. So that does kind of tell you that something might be in the works.
Yeah.
Or either they're expecting Markelle Fultz is going to be back. They're going to move him. Something else might be in the works. But Corey Brewer played pretty well.
He did.
All indications were that he'd be here for the remainder of the season. The fact that he's not tells you something might be happening.
Right. I hope so.
He played well enough to, at very least, get another 10-day contract. I don't know how the 10-day
Right.
contracts work.
Yeah.
But he was starting a couple games for crying out loud.
Yeah.
But
he
even
did.
even if,
He did
if
good.
it's not another 10-day contract, he played entirely well enough to play the rest of the year.
To be a
For sure.
11th or 12th man. For
Absolutely.
Sure.
For sure.
So they I think they're going to try and hit that veteran buyout market like they did last year with the Bellinellis and the Ilyasovas of the world. There's got to be somebody else that they think they're going to go after.
Right.
Out in the West, there's been a lot of drama between the Pelicans and the Lakers. The Lakers basically trying to bet the farm on Anthony Davis, which I saw different trade propositions that were essentially their whole starting lineup minus LeBron and a bunch of draft picks. And the Pelicans aren't taking any of these deals. They don't want anything to do with it. And Anthony Davis is listing teams that he would re-sign with after the season or after he's done or whatever. And this whole thing is just crazy. The Lakers just announced that they're pulling out of all trade talks, I guess. They're just not. I mean, they offered him everything, and the Pelicans wanted more. It's crazy. The whole thing's crazy. Now, LeVar Ball is back in the media talking about he wants Lonzo traded to the Suns and all this shit. Just a
Next
mess.
topic.
It's a mess.
Well,
in the
that's
West.
what-
I'm
I
not
mean-
giving the balls any press.
Yeah,
Next topic.
Yeah.
Now,
It's
we got to, all right. So we had Scoop B, Brandon Robinson on the show. We
Yeah.
got to have him back on the show. He was, I'm trying to pull it up on Twitter, but he was one of the guys that broke like what the Lakers deal was. And it was, I'm trying to pull it up now. You got to scroll. Twitter is insane. Everybody tweets like 2,000 times a day. You
Yeah,
gotta
it's
scroll
nuts.
so far down. But like we're talking like Kyle Kuzma, we're talking Brandon Ingram, we're talking Lonzo Ball,
Yeah.
Rajon Rondo, all the guys
Yeah.
on the Lakers. Like they're literally left with like the back of their lineup 100%.
Right.
That's it. It's going to be LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and
Me.
shoot. Yeah, right.
Nobody.
I mean, it's
nobody
just
until
nobody.
next year when Kyrie wants to come over and all these other, like, it's nutty. It's nutty. They're going to be nothing this year
Right.
if this happens, but that's where it's going.
So that's the first I heard was from Scoop on Twitter. I'm saying this. I'm like, that's insane. If that's
Shout
true.
out
And then-
Scoop B.
Yeah, and everybody starts like reporting it after that, and I'm just like, that's an insane deal. It makes sense for the Lakers, because they'll do what we were just saying what the Sixers were going to do. You put yourself in that position. Everyone now wants to play with the Lakers. You then fill your guys, you fill your roster with guys that get released. You figure out a way,
Right.
or you just wait it out. It's not even about this year. They're not trying to win now. It's about next year.
Right.
So just fill out your roster with anyone,
Anyone.
and then just get used to LeBron James and Anthony Davis playing together the next year.
They're even trying to get Luke Walton out of there. Trying to get him out of there. LeBron don't like him.
Well, we were just talking about this last week. The NBA is getting out of control.
Out of control.
It's all about where do you want to play,
Right.
and Anthony Davis is willing to throw away this season
The whole, everything.
to just have a better year next year.
Did
And
you see they already took him out of the intro video at the stadium?
he's got a year left.
They
in New
already
Orleans.
took him out of it.
He's got a year left with
Yeah.
this team.
Yeah.
This is not like him being a free agent at the end of the year. He's got a year left with this team.
Right.
He put his team, this is how much power they gave the players. He's got a year left with this team, and he's forcing them to trade him now. And I feel bad, like, if it works, it's not good for the league.
Right.
And I said this last week. If it's not good for the league, it's not good for the fans. The fans sometimes side with the players too much. The players don't give a shit about you. They just
Right.
don't. And as much as you don't want to
There are
side,
some that do.
right? True.
Not group them all in.
Well, yeah, right.
Yeah. Right.
But the billionaire owners don't care about you either. But they need you to come to the games.
Right.
They need you to watch. The players don't need you to watch. I'm not saying care about the billionaires more. I'm just saying, just do the math.
Right. No, you're right. I want to. You brought another beer, you said?
Are you guys cool with cracking another one quick?
We'll do another beer. And while we're doing that, let's do rapid fire. But first, what is this
All
beer?
right.
This is a Sip of Sunshine. This is a Vermont beer. It used to be really hard to get. People would go nuts for it, but it's become a regular occurrence.
I was
a
at
regular
Joe
distribution.
Burns the
down
other day. They have a stack to the ceiling.
here.
You're walking.
It's readily available in our market. We're lucky enough to get it. So this was like one of those holy grail type beers where people would actually go to Vermont or wherever they could to actually get a hold of it.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
This is an 8%er I'm seeing from the can.
And
Which is-
Lawson started contract brewing. They put this out to Two Roads Brewing, so they're getting a little bit more output. So that's why we're getting a little higher distribution down here.
Oh, okay.
Now, is that because they have two roads instead of one?
It's a distinct possibility.
As a layman, it's twice as many roads that they have to
One in, one out.
see. I'm right again.
So as we were talking about IBUs, think about the bitterness of the lager that you had was probably pretty low, and then taste this and see what kind of bitterness thoughts you have.
I'm going to guess the IBUs on this and nail it. Let's see. 1 second. Let me take a sip.
I could not tell you the IBUs of this.
It's not on the can,
just for the
is it?
record.
It's not on the can.
I don't think
CJ,
so.
look it up. Look it up.
I think John's looking up. I have TMZ ready to go.
Yeah, let's do rapid fire.
All right. Ryan Howard, Phil's are perfect fit for Harper.
I agree.
Yeah. Do we
Yeah.
really need Ryan Howard to tell us the obvious?
Yeah. A left-handed hitter in a hitter's park.
Let's do it.
Billy Joel sued. I busted my neck setting up for you, which the reason it fits into sports is because this is when Billy Joel played Citizens Bank Park. So the person is also suing Citizens Bank Park, the Philadelphia Phillies, and Billy Joel for scaffolding falling.
During what, his concert?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't hear about this.
It happened in the summer.
Over the summer?
Yeah.
Okay. Huh. Scaffolding Phelps.
I like Billy Joel.
I like Billy Joel.
He's cool.
Yeah, he's good.
He's a pudgy little piano man.
Yeah.
He's cool.
Barstool Prez cuffed and booted at Super Bowl breaks the ban.
I'm a fan of Barstool and a
Me
fan
too.
of Prez. And at first, when I first started seeing it, I thought like this might be staged. Like maybe he's just trying to like get some press. But I
He
think
is trying to get press because they got in trouble for making fake press passes.
Yeah, I think they got in trouble and got kicked out, and he put a
Yeah.
mustache on or something.
Yeah, and he tried to
got
go
into
in
the
and
Super
tried to
Bowl.
get press.
Yeah,
Which Barstool sucks.
you don't like him?
No, not a fan at all.
Yep.
And then here's the second rant that's going to come, and I believe everyone will back me on this one. Patriots president rescued Kevin Hart from Super Bowl security.
Again?
Kevin Hart tried to get on the stage again. So what the fuck is Kevin Hart, being a Philadelphia fan, doing at the Super Bowl, trying to get on the stage with the New England Patriots?
I saw his Instagram post of him like trying to get past security, but he was like, "I'm just kidding. This is fake."
Yeah, I
Well,
saw
no,
that too.
They wouldn't let him pass, and then Kraft's son, who's the president of the New England Patriots, go, "Oh no, I know him. He's cool. He can come in, and his wife too."
I think he was sticking.
Yeah, I don't know.
It would make sense if that was the case. By the way, do we have an answer on the IBUs? Don't say it.
Okay, guess.
It's 68 IBUs.
65.
Oh man, I'm a beer expert.
You have a refined palate, and you didn't know it.
All
I'm
right,
very
so,
impressed.
Just want everybody to know we're gonna wait till later, but I'm the new head host of Might Be Brews, and this sounds like the perfect time to announce that.
Perfect time to announce.
Can't wait.
I'm very impressed. CJ, back to you.
Sixers co-owner Kendall Jenner's our good luck charm. What Kardashian curse?
What Kardashian curse? I'm literally watching them lose to Toronto 72-55 right now in the second quarter.
Is she there?
Spoiler alert, I don't know who wins.
That is the snappiest snap of all snaps.
Well, we have to find out if she's there first.
Also, yeah, I don't know if they win this game. or
That was a very timely thing that you just said, and as I point to CJ, which is good podcast, when you point
When
to
you
someone
point,
and
that everyone
don't talk
can
about
say.
it, CJ said something great, and then Taylor responded with something greater. Good shit, fantastic.
We have a great show.
Sixers are losing. I'm glad they're losing because it fits what you were saying. That's bullshit. This Kendall, but one's a Jenner, one's a Kardashian. They're two different things.
Khabib hangs with Chechen leader after gay purge.
Yeah, I
A lot
saw
to unpack here.
I saw a Vice news thing on HBO about this guy, the Chechen guy.
Khabib?
Yeah.
No.
The only thing I understood about that headline was Khabib.
Well, Khabib just proves he's more of a horrible human being, even though he said he was better than Connor.
CJ's coming through with some opinions tonight.
Wow.
Oh no! Because I picked something to get something started, and it seems like I'm the only one that gets.
You don't
started.
like him? I thought I heard
No,
somebody
no, no,
say.
No. Khabib tried to be
a very
like
humble guy.
He tried to be the all-out person, but then his corner attacked Connor's corner.
Right.
Like Connor's supposed to be the asshole.
Yeah,
Like that's what's expected of him.
right.
And then Khabib's supposed to be the higher ground person, which he tried to do, but then his corner attacks Connor's, and then they hop over.
Yeah,
and
they
they
all
try
went
and
nuts. Yeah.
attract Connor's people.
Yeah. So what
And-
is this headline saying?
Khabib
Wait,
was
read the headline one more time.
Khabib hangs with Chechen leader after alleged gay purge.
All right. So what I want to know is like the gay purge thing. Is that on Netflix yet?
No,
because
listen.
I haven't.
Listen, this whole thing, all right, CJ,
Yes.
if this guy is who I'm thinking of, which I'm pretty positive it is,
Yes,
I saw
he's the one that's killing every gay in his country.
Yes.
Because-
That's
Yes.
what gay purge means.
Yes.
He-
Okay.
all right,
All right,
so-
So now I'm the asshole for making a gay purge and the
No,
purge joke.
just wait. So the guy, though, the leader of the country, is like super duper into UFC. Like that's their
Yes.
thing over there.
And
Okay.
then he's given Khabib money, like sponsored him over the years. He is a huge
This dude's
Khabib person.
Literally got people going out there and rounding up gay people and either beating the shit out of them and putting them in prison or straight up killing them.
Yeah.
That's
straight up.
insanity.
Straight up.
That's not cool.
And then Khabib sides with him because Khabib has received so much money from him.
Also,
which is supposed to be Khabib's supposed to once again be the upper ground person that this should not
Yeah.
exist. in
also
his-
definitely does not like America. I
publicly,
I
yes.
watched this whole thing about it. Like, dude, this guy is nutty. It's crazy. It's
That's
crazy.
insane.
Next.
Roger Clemens' son plays an alumni game 1 month after alleged brutal beating.
Who was beaten?
So Roger Clemens' son and another guy were beaten by bouncers at a bar for, according to the bar, being assholes. And they both are trying to sue the bar because they say they can never play baseball again. But apparently he's playing an alumni game.
Is he in the majors? The son?
The son is in the majors, I believe. I don't.
Colby, is that his name?
I believe so.
Colby Clemens. If I just
Something-
pulled that out of
something
my
like that.
ass, it's pretty good.
It's something like that. But he does play in the majors. But he's trying to.
Right.
Him and
Is he
his
a
buddy
pitcher?
are trying to say.
Probably the minors.
I have a picture because I do screenshots, but I do read the articles. But him and the buddy are claiming that they might not be able to play in the majors ever again because they're injuries from this bar.
And I do believe it's Colby with a K.
Huh.
Well, because 2019. Come on. I mean, but
How old is this guy? It's 2019.
if you,
But you can't sue the bar if you're playing a game.
The
You
story
just
came out
lost
now,
your
so it was-
credibility.
We just
Yeah.
named him today.
well, yeah. I mean, but come on. Fair. Fair. Oh, okay, but okay, but hashtag okay, but now
Yes, that model did have an okay
if you
butt.
get beat up, I mean, we've all watched Major League 2, Major League 3 never happened. Let's not talk about it ever on this podcast. I mean, if you get beat up at a bar, that's just how the major leagues work. That's part of just being a professional athlete if you've ever watched a sports movie ever in the history of time.
Yeah.
So if you're saying that you got beat up in a bar, you can no longer play sports, that means you probably weren't that good at sports to begin with. And you're looking to cash in.
Major League
Yeah.
2 is severely underrated.
Do you have?
Yeah.
Do you have any more? Too?
I have one more.
One more. All right. Do it.
Can we stop right there and address what he just said, which was amazing?
Well,
And Major League 2 is fantastic. Are you kidding me? Omar Epps, probably the greatest Willie Mays Hayes there was. I mean, and he gets no credit at all for it because he had to,
Big shoes to fill.
well, here, I think
Big
this
shoot.
one might
Right.
start debate other than me on these
Omar
topics.
Epps is hashtag my Willie Mays Hayes.
Vince Young arrested for drunk driving again.
Vince Young, get some help, man.
Why am I blanking on that? Is he the quarterback? He was
Started with the
Titans?
Titans.
Yes.
Came from Texas.
Okay. Yeah, he was
former
Dream Team Eagle guy, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, gotcha.
And he's another example of a running quarterback that first year, fantastic.
Yeah.
Second year, guys figure him out. And this is why Jackson's going to have a hard time in Baltimore because next year, and hey, guess what? In the playoffs, he struggled because he played a team that had played him before the week prior.
Yeah.
Screwed it up.
Yeah.
Terrible. Next year is going to have you have to throw the ball. Vince Young couldn't do it. Long term, Mike Vick couldn't do it. These guys, eventually you have to learn to throw the ball. Baker Mayfield can throw the ball.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson can throw the football. These guys, you can't rely on just running the ball. You have to throw it. And that's the difference between making it short term and long term.
Well said. Before we go to the week, I want to get a quick rating of Sip of Sunshine IPA. I give this a 4. It's good for an IPA.
I say 4.
I'm gonna go 4. This is a a solid kind of right before they started getting like juicy, hazy IPAs. There's still a good amount of bitterness to it, but solid IPA. I'm
good.
giving it a 4.
4.25 from me. Solid West Coast IPA.
It's good.
I'm going to go 4.27873. And no, I stick to that. And I wanted to abide by your rules, but I really feel strongly about that rating. So that's where I'm at.
Do you?
Dude, all right. Go to the week time. The greatest of all time.
Of the week.
So I had a tough time this week. And I just
Really, though?
it was a real toss up for me this week.
I think it's easy.
Nick Foles. Mine is Nick Foles this week.
Okay.
He is still the most recent quarterback to throw a touchdown pass in the Super Bowl right now, which to me means that Nick Foles is the real Super Bowl MVP for another year. That's how I feel. That's how I feel.
I mean, that makes sense. What bothers me about that is not, it's
Obviously, they can't
entirely
really
true.
do that. Obviously, they can't really do
What
that.
I hate about that is that someone got that stat first, and then thousands of people, millions of people stole that fact
Oh,
and
yeah.
posted it on Twitter and Facebook. I was bombarded
Yeah.
everywhere on social media with this fact. Like, somebody actually bothered to look this up, and they get no credit at all whatsoever.
Well, it was very clear there was no touchdown passes. There was
Yeah,
none.
but somebody actually got it first.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure they got credit for getting it first. Whatever. But everyone posted it on social media like they just figured this out.
At the same time, yeah.
And it's so unnerving. Like, not to, I don't want to brag about this shit, but, I wrote a sports stat book where you painstakingly try to find unique stats.
Yeah.
And, Ryan Spader, he makes his bones off looking these things up. He's stolen from all the time. This is one of those things where someone figured it out first, and then everyone thought, well, it's one of those things. It's an obvious stat. I'll just throw it on Facebook. Everybody I know put it on Facebook and Twitter, and it's fine. It's fine. But I feel bad for the guy that figured it out first.
Right.
There was someone that figured it out first. They get no credit at all whatsoever. Because who gives a shit?
Fuck them.
It's all good.
Nick Foles, still Philadelphia Eagle.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about that. Hey,
We'll save it for next week.
he's going to be franchised. Maybe we're gonna have a good guest on next week, I think, to talk about that. They're going to be well qualified.
And we have to touch on the Carson
Ooh.
Wentz thing next week.
Exactly. We're going to deal with that next week. But
Who's your go of the week?
that's why I think it's the best goat of the week of all time, because,
Oh, no.
which is goat of the week, GOTWOH. I don't know. Julian Edelman.
Oh, no.
Because the debate right now is whether he's a Hall of Fame player. He's not. And it's the perfect go to the week, because the joke is the greatest of all time of the week.
I
So
guess.
like we're playing into like, oh, this guy's the greatest right now. And we're kind of making fun of how, every week, what's going on right now is the most important right now. And
Right.
next week, no one gives a shit about last week.
That's the whole point of the thing.
It's the whole joke.
The whole joke.
But Julian Edelman,
From
seriously,
day one.
come next year, if Julian Edelman has a 37 catch, 587 yard season, and the Patriots win 9 games, we are laughing about him being a Hall of Famer.
Right.
But it's a serious conversation going on right now. That's why I'm saying this is the greatest of all time of the week, and I'm not even serious about it. But I half am not. He's the Super Bowl MVP. It's the perfect go to the week,
It is.
right?
I guess.
It is, and the Hall of Fame thing is absurd, because if you look at the total career numbers, him and Nelson Aguilar are strikingly similar
Wow.
in their career stats.
And Edelman's never made a Pro Bowl. You got to make a Pro Bowl.
Right.
Special teams guys make Pro Bowls.
Right.
Am I allowed to have a go to the week?
Yes, you are.
Everybody
I was going to
gets
ask
it.
you. I was going to ask you guys.
You got to go to the week. You got to go to the week.
All right, Oprah over there.
I'm going with
Come on over.
Craig Robinson for the Deets Nuts commercial, which is my
Oh.
favorite commercial of the Super Bowl. I enjoy a good nut joke whenever they're presented. How did my nuts taste?
Dick and fart jokes, always funny.
It's always funny.
Always funny.
Shout out to Craig Robinson. Very funny.
Very funny.
I, for one, find them very offensive.
John, do you have a go to the week?
Not really, no. I would just give a shout out to the fans again, because they've just been killing it, supporting everybody, and we hit a couple milestones. So I'm super happy and super thankful for those guys. So they're my go to the week.
Wonderful. That was very good.
Yeah.
CJ.
I got one.
Oh.
Terry Bradshaw,
Oh.
because he did an interview this week.
He was the Raven. Is that what you were getting at?
No.
Was it the
No.
Raven
No.
on The
No.
Masked Singer?
Oh, and the Masked Singer. Go ahead.
The one-eyed
but,
raven.
Terry Bradshaw did an interview, and they asked him, "How do you feel not being considered an elite quarterback?" To which Terry replied, "They don't consider me an elite quarterback. Why? Because I won 4 Super Bowls in 6 years, twice back to back. No radio on my helmet. I called my own plays. No rules protecting me or my receivers. No tuck rules. No spygate. No deflategate.
Get 'em.
Just me and my men."
Get him. Get him.
Damn! Snap! Damn! CJ, you just had your first go to the week, and it was probably the best go to the week ever. Just because of your
It was the
delivery.
greatest go to the week of all time.
Dude, you're the go of the week. CJ's the greatest of the week. Wow.
That is just the best quote that you could ever come back on. Like, they don't get, how could they not consider him after that?
No doubt. And that's why I don't put Brady above anybody. Anybody. No one.
Terry Bradshaw.
All right. So great job tonight, everybody.
Dude, that was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
This is a good show.
That was a great show. Takeover week, part 3. This has been a lot of fun this week. For all the listeners out there, if you only listen to one show, I hope that all
First
this
of all,
caught
you're
you
a
off.
loser.
Yeah, straight up.
And no one likes you.
I hope this all took
There
you by
goes down
surprise
our
this week,
listeners.
and you got some a different perspective on different shows. Go listen to them. mbnnetwork.com. It's never been easier to find your new favorite podcast. Thanks to CJ.
Thank you. Thank you.
TJ, thank you. I don't think I've given you any thanks in person, so
Oh,
I appreciate it.
you're
buddy.
welcome to all.
Technical director, spiritual guru, Kevin Reevy. Thank you so much
I
tonight.
still don't understand why I'm a spiritual guru. but-
Because CJ, you calm me. All of the things on the computer that I know how to do, that's me. That's what I do. The things on the computer that you do that I don't know how to do, it calms me because everything has to be done on the fucking computer these days.
if you just hit it like Fonzie, it works.
You hit it like Fonzie, and I know what's happening afterwards because you explain it to me in a very understandable way. And then I can do what I need to do. There's a lot that goes into this, people. Might Be News Network, mbnnetwork.com. Get at us. Find your new favorite podcast. Check out our new Novak and Franz tomorrow, followed by exclusive Might Be Brews, Might Be Tunes, doubleheader fucking Friday. Okay? I'm very excited about this. Live hip hop in the pit. We got
Language. I don't know why you need to use the F word. It's very exciting. I know, but I just don't know why you don't have to go there.
I can't.
I'm sorry to
contain
interrupt.
myself.
I'm just saying.
I can't contain myself. Might Be Brews, thank you so much for being here tonight, guys.
Thanks for having us. It was a blast.
Thanks for bringing some beer. It's delicious.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having us.
Kevin Reevy, fantastic job.
Best
CJ,
show ever.
fantastic job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Everybody, thanks so much for listening. We'll see you guys next time.